Quiet Minds YouTube channel back with another video, and today's topic is about how you can save $1,000 in a month and put it towards something that'll help you ultimately in your future. Now, the first question is to the viewers and to myself. You might be asking, yo, how can I save $1,000 in a month? What is it that I could possibly do in a month to save $1,000? Well, first, we got to look at our expenses, okay? How much money is going out versus how much money is coming in? Now, you got to weigh that up and figure out why or what is happening to where you can't save $1,000. Two, after you figure out the how and the why and the what, as far as like why the money is moving the way it is, you now have to look at what type of car you're driving, what type of bike you're riding. Basically, what's your transportation? How much does it cost for your transportation? How often are you catching Lyft? How often are you catching Uber? How much do these things cost? Now, initially, the first wave don't cost a lot. But over time, things do begin to add up. Third, your job. How far away is your job? How long does it take you to get to the designated place at which you work? So we're going to deep dive into this topic and give you a little advice and a few pointers on how and what can help you to save $1,000. So the first topic of the video was transportation. Okay? Now, you got to understand and know that depending on how much you travel and how far you travel, it adds up. Okay? What are you driving? Driving a car, riding a bike, catching a train, Uber, Lyft. You got to figure that out. Now, overall, what I've learned is cut your expenses by finding a job near your home or getting a home near where you work at. So let me give you a backstory of what I mean. So today I was doing Lyft, and during my time driving Lyft, I had picked up a passenger, and this passenger worked almost 50 minutes across town. Now, the Lyft in itself was a $17, $18 ride just to get across town to work a job. But that's just only to the destination. You still got to get back from the destination, and then you got maybe 4 to 5 days out the week to get to and from a certain location. Now, what you got to ask yourself is, how much is that if you add it up? That's almost $100 if I'm not mistaken. So that's $100 right there. Next, you got the transportation route as far as your car. The car payment, however much your car payment is, and then your car expenses. Now, there are ways to get around this. You know, a lot of people have different ways on how to get around that. They might buy a used car. But getting a used car, you never really truly know the damages that are always on that car or the damages that have already been added to that car. So what you got to do and ask yourself is, which risk or which route do you want to take? Now, the solution to both of these, even though it may not seem like an ideal solution in today's world, ride the city bus for $1 or ride your bike. Now, to alleviate both of these expenses as well, it is ideal that you try to find a job that is near where you live. Find a job near where you live at. When I say near, I'm talking about something that's walking distance, which is also another reason I believe as to why some things may cost a lot. Yo, it's okay to take a walk. It's okay to take a walk towards your job. It's okay to walk to the job where you're working at. Now, there are all these factors and different things in between, the outliers, everything. Yo, I can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. I won't do this because of X, Y, Z. What you got to know is, ain't no excuses, man. Forgive me for yawning, I'm tired, but ain't no excuses. Like, yo, try to cut as many expenses as possible while staying in a situation or setting that makes sense, and use that extra capital, that extra income to invest into your future. Now, what are you supposed to be investing in? That's for you to decide. Something that you can see 5 to 10 years from now bringing about some type of benefit to your life, bettering your life, so you don't have to work as hard. You're still going to have to work smart, but you won't have to work as hard. Okay, so I covered the living situation. I covered the traveling expense. Now, if you can kind of put both of these into play, I can find somewhere to live that is close to where I stay. I can find somewhere to live that is close to where I work. You're good. Or you can find somewhere to work that is close to where you live. You are saving a lot of money in that point of view. Now, another piece would be, what was the other piece? The other piece would be to walk. And then you got the other side of, what if you find a job that also feeds you? So you can find a job that is close to home, to where you don't have to get a car payment or a car. Then you can go work a job that also provides food. So you're saving money on food, you're saving money by not having a car, and you're saving money by not having a car payment, which also adds to gas, which also adds to the groceries. Like literally cutting down your expenses and using that extra capital, that extra cash to invest into your life will help you. Now, I do know and I am aware that these factors do change from person to person. But honestly, if you are a young individual without too many responsibilities outside of yourself, I think this is a good position or a good opportunity for you to better your life as far as using your resources to your advantage. Now, of course, life this way, it can be boring at first. It can be very exhausting because there is a certain phase of your life where you want to enjoy life. You want to go out. You want to have fun. You want to be amongst the crowd. You want to go enjoy things with your friends. You want to go enjoy things with your peers. And I am very aware of that. But you got to also understand and know is the things of life will be here. If you have intent about building your life out for the next 5 to 10 years and slowly improving over time, these things will change for you. These things will get better for you. Now, as you continue to progress and improve, you're going to see when you do go back to your old settings or your old environments, sometimes, more than likely, a lot of situations haven't changed. That's the day-to-day living, maybe the way some of your friends are living, the way lifestyles, however somebody was brought up. But having a thought process or a plan mapped out on how to save this money, it'll work. So, give you an example. I live here where I stay at, and I had a car. I drove a car. The car expenses itself was $200 for the car payment and almost $300 in insurance. So that's $500 alone by itself. Then you got to pay for gas, depending on the gas prices where you stay at, on top of how much gas per mile is. It adds up. And then how often are you filling up because of your traveling? Some people can fill up one time throughout the week and they're good. Some people are filling up every day. It just depends on what your lifestyle is and how much you're moving around. And then, let me see. The job I was working was at a warehouse. So, car payment, car expenses, a lot of driving, and then I'm buying food. I'm getting snacks. What I've learned to do is alleviate all these external factors. I found a job close to my home that is walking distance. I got a bike. Faster form of travel than walking on foot. So with that extra $200 on a car payment that I no longer had, and the extra $300 on car insurance that I no longer had, what I did was I invested into the YouTube channel. Invest into your YouTube channel. Invest into your brand. Invest into your ideas. Invest into some form of asset that can boss your life up. There's different crypto companies you can invest into. There's different stocks that you can invest into. But I do know over a month, you can for sure save $1,000 that way. So you pay your car expense once a month, you pay your car insurance once a month, but you're getting gas probably maybe, we're going to say once or twice a week. $30, $40, $50. Okay. That in itself is already another $100. So now we're at $600. Then you got the rest of the month, which is 3 more weeks. That's about $600, $700 right there. So you're in a ballpark range right now of $700, $750. Then you got expenses on groceries. How often do you go grocery shopping? And based on like how fast-paced society and life is now, a lot of us are going fast food. A lot of us are hitting the fast food route. So you probably eat fast food, maybe once, twice, maybe 3 times a day. You might get up and grab you some Chick-fil-A or some McDonald's or some Zaxby's or something. Then on your lunch break, you're going to grab you something quick out the vending machine. Then on the way from work, you're going to stop by a quick, nice little restaurant to eat something, and then you're headed home. You save a lot of money by meal prepping. You save a lot of money by, honestly, going a day or 2 without some food. It won't hurt you. Now, honestly, this isn't for everybody. This isn't for everybody, as you know. But what I'm getting at is, you really can save yourself a lot of time, a lot of money, just not using these expenses or not having these expenses in your life. Because honestly, don't get me wrong, I have peers amongst me that emphasize, yo, you should get a car. Now, granted, I have one now, but it's used as an asset. And what you got to understand and know is alleviating that debt so you can improve your life for the long term is very, very important. It's very important. You got to be conscious about the choices you are making as far as like the spending habits. And you might not think you have $1,000 laying around. $500. We'll say $500. But if you look at your expenses, check your wants versus needs, you'll be able to like see where some of the bad habits are lying. You just gotta write it out, map it out, and then you'll understand and know and see like, oh, I can make this change. I can make this change. I can change this. I can tweak this. I can modify that. I can adjust or enhance this. And over time, I promise you, it'll get better. You'll learn how to do it. You'll learn how to be without. I'll say material-wise. You don't need too much material. You just got to build your life out for the better in a positive direction. And I promise you it'll work. Quiet Minds YouTube channel.